Hello and welcome to Super Pants Gaming. Thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of the Fast 4. So if you're new to this, basically I've uploaded a great big list of video games from my collection and my backlog into this online random name picker at gigacalculator.com. In a second, my sensible adult's going to press the button just here and generate 2 games that I'm going to go away and give very short 1-minute reviews for. After doing that, we're going to come back and do another 2. And fingers crossed it picks us awesome games, because it doesn't always. Before we do that, I just want to give a huge shout out to Thou Shalt Play More, who basically, Mark there reached out to me a few weeks ago and said, would I like a sort of like a slightly fancier logo sort of thing? And I said, oh yeah, maybe mate sort of thing. And he's gone away and he's come up, basically we had a little chat about stuff and he's come up with this amazing logo. So I'm going to put a snap of it on here now, which I think is it's just so much better than my old logo. So my old logo was sort of something that I just sort of did very quickly as sort of just so I had a logo. It was very sort of rudimentary and a bit basic, which you might argue kind of suits me, and yep, fair cop I guess, but I think this is so much better, and yeah, really pleased with it. I just want to say a massive thank you to him, and if any of you guys haven't heard about Thou Shalt Play More or seen his channel, please go across, have a little look, because he's out in China and some of the stuff that he picks up is absolutely amazing. Picks up like sort of box Super Famicom games and stuff, and it's like, oh, these 3 all cost 30 quid, and it's like, oh my god, sort of stuff. Absolutely amazing pickups. So yeah, definitely go across and have a little look if you've not heard of Thou Shalt Play More, and yeah, share the love guys, because that's what we're about here. My sensible adult is now going to press the button, so go for it. Let's see what the first 2 games are for this episode of the Fast 4. And we have, oh, that's some old games, that's cool. So we have Action Fighter on the SEGA Master System, So SEGA Master System Action Fighter, that's cool. And on the Super Nintendo, we have Pilotwings. That's a game that I've not played for a while. So I've not played either of this for a while. So that'll be absolutely awesome. I will see you fighting action. Action Fighter is a horizontal shooter which released in 1986 on the Sega Master System. You start on a motorbike, I presume to be a tie-in with Hang On, and accelerate up the screen throwing ping pong balls at ambulances to make them explode. After collecting the letters A to D, you miraculously transform into a car. I would say as a tie-in to Outrun, but from the title screen the car's definitely a bit more Porsche than it is Ferrari. From here you collect E and F to gain wings and take flight. Whilst on the ground there are Sega lorries you can drive in the rear of to gain power-ups. As opposed to lives, you have a timer for the missions, which once up gives you a couple of lives before it's curtains. This seems like a novel idea and I like it. The hit detection can be a little hit and miss, and at times causes frustration, but this is still a half decent shooter. Thankfully there are a few cheat codes for if you lack the skills, just like myself. I'll include these in the description below. Graphically, I'd say it's pretty decent for 1986, but the music and sound effects soon begin to grate. If you're into vintage shooters, it's well worth a look. I'm giving it a 6. Pilotwings is a flight simulation game released by Nintendo in Japan in 1990, coming to Europe in 1992. At the time, this game was breathtaking as it used the Super Nintendo's infamous Mode 7 capabilities to mimic 3D graphics. Basically, in Pilotwings, you complete licenses to progress through the game. These licenses consist of up to 4 events, from light plane, skydiving, rocket belt and hang glider. You have a score to achieve on each level by performing certain tasks in the aforementioned disciplines. Do well enough to pass all the licenses and you get a chance to pilot an attack helicopter on a rescue mission. I wonder how many people never got this far. I'll include the level codes below in the description just in case you're one of them. I appreciate games like this can be a little bit Marmite, but Pilotwings is a very well-rounded package that achieves exactly what it's trying to do, despite the hardware limitations of the time. Definitely a must-try game for anyone interested in classic video games, 7.5. Yeah, so there we are. That was definitely a very fun blast from the past there for me. So moving on, my sensible adult is going to do the same again now and generate the next 2 games, or the last 2 games of this Fast 4. So go for it. Let's see what we've got. And okay, that's awesome. We have Astro Aqua Kitty on the PS4, which I only bought a couple of months ago, so there you go, it shows that I'm actually updating my list. And on the Xbox 360, we have Williams Pinball Classics, which is awesome. I've not played that for a while, so that'll be quite good fun. So I will see you meow, I guess. Astro Aqua Kitty is a shoot-'em-up game, and a follow-up to the very good Aqua Kitty UDX. Calling it a shooter feels a little bit lazy though, as I feel it's so much more than just that. In story mode you start out by choosing your crew, each of which have different unlockable perks and change the stats of your ship. With light RPG elements and customizable builds, you explore almost maze-like levels to complete tasks with light puzzle elements, all the while collecting gems in order to buy upgrades and better weapons. After completing the story, you also have the arcade mode, which is a much more standard shootery affair, and did a great job of letting me know just how much I still suck at shooters. The main story took me 8 to 10 hours to play through, and with the variability of the crew and weapons, I'll definitely be heading back in for more. Ultimately, when I picked this up a couple of months back, I took a bit of a blind punt due to liking the previous game so much, and I'm so pleased that I did, as this is one of the best shooters that I've had the joy to play in the last few years, and a big part of the reason that this video has actually been delayed, due to the fact I couldn't stop playing it. 9. Williams Pinball Classics is a video pinball game which released in 2009 in North America, then a couple of years later in PAL territories. For this review I'm playing the Xbox 360 version. I think some things are a struggle to recreate in video game format, and due to the nature and physicality of playing an actual pinball machine, I'd say this is one of them. However, this game is a lot of fun. Here we have 13 tables from old school classics to more modern intricate machines. It's a great mix, and having played a few of these machines in real life, this game creates a plethora of nostalgia for many arcades that are no longer with us. Each of these tables have goals, and completing these goals offers credits to further unlock other tables. Having previously played this, most of it was unlocked by a younger, less haggard version of myself. In this version, the table goals also house the achievements for the game, many of which are beyond my skill level to unlock, despite playing each of the tables many times. There are several camera angles and the ball physics seem really good. The controls are tight and responsive, and I'm struggling to find anything really to fault this title. 8.5. So there we are, that's quite a nice little selection of games I think for this episode of Fast 4. So I hope you guys like that. If you're still here right now, please, it would be really awesome if you could hit the like button, and if you're not subbed, please consider subscribing for more absolute carnage to do with video games and video game collecting. So there you go, remember you guys are awesome. I've been Soup, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Goodbye people.